Good afternoon, everybody. Time for another BrickBucks update. Once again, my name is Jim, and this is where we talk about Lego investing and reselling. So, we're going to do two sets today, and when it comes to reviewing a set, not sets that I may potentially buy, I like to do one set per video. But I'm just going to cut to the chase right now, folks. I am not, when it comes to reselling, the biggest fan of the Treehouse or Stranger Things, and we're going to talk about that for different reasons too. But when it comes to the Treehouse set, I think it's a gorgeous set. I mean, I would probably say it's one of the most gorgeous sets of this year. I mean, I really like the Technic Porsche race car right now. I think that's an amazing set. But when you're talking about just a overall work of art, beautiful set, I love the Treehouse. So if that's something you want to do as a personal build, God bless. And here's the deal too. If you are somebody that owns multiple tree houses and you plan on reselling it, God bless. I mean, if that's something you're comfortable doing, great. I no longer am into big sets. I've been thinking about getting back into them recently with all the very nice Star Wars sets that are coming out. But if large sets are your thing, please let this video go in one ear and out the other. But I'm going to explain to you why I will definitely have a hard no whenever it comes to this set. Let's go over to Camel, folks. Okay, now, usually I go to Camel to see what the performance of a set is. But in this case, I'm looking at what kind of discounts Amazon has given over the existence of the set. And you could see, this set has not been discounted at all. There are plenty of popular sets, some may be a little bit more popular than the Treehouse, that are discounted at 20%. So, my first question is, whenever I look at a set, is this a set that's discounted? Now, being discounted isn't a deal breaker. I have right now around 200 Mandalorians with child brickheads that I paid MSRP on. I paid regular price. So that's not always a deal breaker, but for me, because this set is so expensive, if there was a week where Amazon had this set for $180, I might consider getting it, which is only 10%. I mean, if they had it 20% off, this would be a totally different review. I would say gobble as much of these as you possibly can. So, that's the big reason for me. Something else I want to point out in the there's another Lego YouTube channel, great YouTube channel. I think it's called the Toy Talk Guys. They recently did a video, and I agree with them 100%. That they believe that the Treehouse, because it's such a popular set, might be something that Lego would relaunch during Q4 next year. I really don't think the Q4 relaunch of the Saturn V rocket and the ship in a bottle is a one-time thing, folks. I've said that in forums. I've said that in many places. I think every year they're going to have, I personally think they're going to have between 3 and 5 sets that are going to be reissued. And I think that the Treehouse is a perfect set. So, let's say you're buying this at full price and you're not buying other sets that are discounted, and that Treehouse comes out, Q4 next year. I mean, you're going to be kicking yourself. Hopefully, you will have sold maybe half your inventory if the price is right. But and then the second question I ask myself after is this set discounted, am I able to double my money from it? So let's go back to Camel, and not just am I going to double my money from it, but am I going to double my money within the next 12 months to 18 years? I think this set will double in value. It's just a matter of time, and because it's not discounted at 20%, it's gonna take a little bit longer than other sets, than some of the architecture sets out there, to double your money. So that's the main reason for me. And after that, there's really no reason. After I asked those two questions and they're both no's, there's really no reason to go into any of the other questions. So that's a quick hard no for me. So let's talk about the Stranger Things. Once again, I like this set. If I had to choose between that or the Treehouse, I would go with the Treehouse. I watched the first two seasons. I'm very 80s nostalgic when it comes to TV shows, movies. Can't wait for Top Gun. Cobra Kai on Netflix. Love Cobra Kai on Netflix. It would be great if Lego would do some sort of Karate Kid set. But for me, it's a hard no for a couple other reasons. One is, I'm going to ask that question again. Is this set discounted? And looking at the history, it definitely doesn't look like that it was discounted. Now, if there's anything promising here, it shows that at one point in time this set sold. Looks like it was Q4 last year. For around $500, which is great. Now, everybody knows this if they watch TV. Television shows have an arc. So a show I really enjoyed watching was Homeland. I think they had like 9 or 10 seasons, right? But really, the first 4 seasons was the show, and then they still had Homeland with all the characters and stuff like that, but it didn't build as much as the first 4 seasons of Homeland. Now, I mentioned that because Stranger Things, I'm not sure. There's only 2 seasons out. I'm not sure if Stranger Things has reached that arc yet. I know it's a very popular show, but if it's at the peak of the arc, and this set retired, I could see it going up to $500 again very easily. But I don't see this as discounted. Are you able to double your money on this? You can. It's in Camel right now. Another question that I like to ask is, what is this set in relationship to Lego and other sets? For example, the Stranger Themes set right now is a one-off. Kind of like Flintstones. I'm very disappointed that Lego doesn't have a Flintstones theme, kind of like the Scooby-Doo theme. I think it would do extraordinarily well. But the Simpsons theme. You had the Simpsons house, you had the Quickie Mart. There was, it didn't have a large amount of sets like Scooby-Doo, but there was something a little bit more to it. It just wasn't the Simpsons house. And real quick, if you want to hear some rumor and innuendo, there was at one time supposed to be at least 2 more Simpson big sets in regards to what's going on with the show and kind of the Simpson City, if you want to call it. But there were some, I think some children's advocacy groups that contacted Lego, and so Lego, they just stopped making Simpsons. But Stranger Things, if who knows if they have other sets, then I might change my tune on that. So when we go, I want to show you a couple things. I don't want to just say, I wouldn't recommend buying these sets. I said to myself, what would make me consider buying these sets? And there is one thing to consider. Right here, if you go to barnesandnobles.com, You could order this set. Now, here's the deal. What I would do is, if you're really interested in the Stranger Things set, I would I would go to a Barnes and Noble and I would say, "Hey, are you able to get this set so I could buy it in person?" Why would you do that? Because the Barnes and Noble membership only covers free shipping online. It doesn't give you an extra 10% off. You could use discounted gift cards online, but let's say hypothetically you were able to have that set shipped to the store. It's a $200 set. You're able to get 10% off with the Barnes and Noble gift card. You're able to get 10% off with the gift cards. So that $200 set is getting close to 180, which makes it more attractive. So that's something you can consider. Now, I will say the same thing with the Treehouse, even though Barnes & Noble has it out of stock, and I honestly don't feel that Barnes & Noble will ever get this back in. But if they did, I would say that that's something that you could, consider doing, going inside the store and seeing if that was something that you can order it to your store. They should be able to do it. As I'm telling you right now, as a former manager at Barnes & Noble, if they really wanted to do it, there's ways to do it. It's a little bit tricky, but you have to know what you're doing, and those Barnes and Noble employees should take the time out of their day and get a nice sale. It's a $200 treehouse or a $180 treehouse is better than a $14 trade paper book. So that's my review for the two sets. I'm sorry when it comes to reselling it. It's not my cup of tea. Once again, I'm Jim with BrickBucks.net. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And always go out there and get it.